Okay, so I'm not a big fan of covering Hollywood and all this crap, but this right here, I figured I should cover this. Sean Penn said he will smelt his Oscars in public if President Zelensky is not invited to appear at the Academy Awards. Like anybody cares about the Academy Awards. Like this isn't just one big, what do you call it? Hype astroturfing for someone to finally start watching it again. Sean Penn has a message for the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences ahead of the 2022 Oscars. The actor, who is currently filming a documentary about the Russian invasion of Ukraine, spoke to CNN's Jim Acosta on Saturday, March 26, in which he shared his thoughts on the rumors that Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky would make a virtual appearance at the awards ceremony. Lovely stuff. Nobody cares, but that's not going to stop them from trying to make a big story out of it. Penn, who took home the awards for Best Actor for the films Mystic River and Milk, told Acosta that the Oscars must have Zelensky on the program. Otherwise, viewers and guests, oh yeah, well, he speaks for all the viewers, right, should boycott the ceremony. Everybody boycotts you guys anyways, because all you do is just rip apart people who have made you what you are and call them bigots and racists, all that crap, right? Everybody boycotts you anyway. Nobody watches it. And that's why you're making this whole thing up anyways, right? You're trying to hype some dude that is finally somewhat relevant close to your circles. You've been chatting with him since you've been over in Ukraine, and you're trying to make a big story out of it. That's what's going on here. Suppose we'll listen in for a little bit.
You're in Warsaw right now. Tell us what you're seeing on the ground, and I mean, what stands out to you after spending so much time in that region?
Well, I guess, I mean, in a great oversimplification, you've got two immediate crises. One is the refugee crisis of those coming into Poland and other border nations. And then this horrifying thing, this horror that's going on in Ukraine. And I guess just as more importantly, perhaps, is the extraordinary courage and unification of Ukraine and of its leadership.
And you're the co-founder of CORE, as we said, and we want to put up some information on the screen for people. If they want to donate, they can text CORE to 24365 or go online to coreresponse.org.
Oh yeah, plug your little charity you got going on there, which you started in Haiti. By the way, that's something to point out. CORE, it was started in Haiti. I think it was called like the Haiti Relief Effort at one point. And take a look at some of these names. They don't really need your donations, folks. They got organizations partnered with Amazon, Red Cross, Clinton Foundation. I think they gave them a hefty sum of money, maybe $500,000 or something like that. Certainly just a drop in the bucket to the billions that they stole from Haiti. Yeah. Still part of the team anyways. Hilton, JP Morgan, USAID. Imagine finding USAID. It's like they're in every single corner of the world. Anytime that there's any sort of trafficking or anything like that, they seem to just be there. Just be there, involved in everything. World Central Kitchen, we've actually covered these guys before. They were in La Palma for the relief effort, and they didn't really relieve anything for anybody. Yeah, getting back to it.
What's your response effort been like? And I mean, what stands out to you when you're over there doing this kind of work?
Well, because I'm in Poland, I should say that one of the things that stands out here is the extraordinary heart that the Polish people and government are showing to these people that have been put in this tragic position of mostly women, as you know, and their children.
Right, because the men are forced to stay and sent to the front lines. Yeah, anybody 18 to 60? Yeah.
So that's a standout. It's, again, of course, what the Ukrainians are doing. And then there are all of us that are trying to partner with local organizations, understand the needs here, and scale up our support with an intensity.
Yeah, like that wonderful job you did in Haiti. Yeah, wonderful job over there. They're worse. They would have been better had you guys never shown up over there. But apparently you're working with the local people. Oh, that really reassures my confidence.
And the stories coming out of there, I mean, they just break your heart. I wonder what it feels like to you personally, Sean, to live through this and to talk to these folks. As you know, the U.S. is set to take in 100,000 refugees from Ukraine. It's a large number, but this horrific situation.
Oh, lovely. 100,000. Great stuff. And I know a lot of Polacks from what I'm seeing on the boards and stuff like that. They're not that happy either. I mean, there's many that are on board or whatever, but there's a lot of them that are pretty ticked off about it.
It's causing millions of people to be displaced from their homes. Is 100,000 people enough, given what you've experienced and what you've come across?
Well, you know, I'm not going to dazzle anyone with my overall policy sense of this, but I do believe it makes sense that we understand that whatever countries in the short term and the long term are taking on the lion's share of the burden, they and their municipalities directly have to have continued international support.
And I have to ask you about this, Sean, because you met with President Zelensky in Ukraine right when this war began. He has become, and we're looking at some video of this right now, he has become a hero to people around the world for the way he's led his people.
Well, he's a cokehead that you guys have been astroturfing into the most amazing person in the world, but that's about it. We haven't really seen him do anything. Any time that we see him out on the quote-unquote front lines, it turns out to be fake. Every time he walks out onto a camera, it's either in some bunker with no windows or it's a green screen. So I don't know if he's really a hero, but you guys keep saying he is. I mean, you can meme it into reality if you want, whatever.
Courageously and standing up to the Russian invasion. Did you get that sense of what he was made of when you were talking to him at the time? And what has been your impression since this war has begun? I mean, this is the guy who said, I don't need a ride out of town, I need ammunition.
He's snorting a good bit there, isn't he? Well, what's up? He met up with Zelensky, and now, just like Zelensky, he's got this runny nose he's got to keep sniffing at. What's going on there? What's up with all these sniffers over when you go in and leave Ukraine? What's going on with this?
Yes, I had met with the president the day before the invasion, and met with him again during the invasion. What I would say is I can't imagine any human being would have fully known that they were born for this moment until this moment would have happened. And so I would say certainly on Thursday, I was with as moving, as courageous, as extraordinary a person and face of his extraordinary country and people as I would
You can't even finish a sentence without snorting.
expect I ever will witness, and certainly that I ever have. An incredibly moving human being in this minute of time we're all sharing.
And have you had a chance to speak with him since your meeting?
Yes.
And
Okay, all right. That's that's enough. That's enough of him. I'll have the link down below if you want to watch the rest of that. But just a couple things. Sean Penn's home and life in Haiti. It's hard to believe, but this is actor Sean Penn's home away from California. A 3-bedroom house in Haiti he currently shares with 20 other people. Not sketchy at all, considering all the amazing things that were done over in Haiti with billions of dollars of the Haitian people's money. Oh boy. And I mean, let's not forget just how much Sean Penn is really the bastion of humanity, considering, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before, but this is the Daily Beast that's trying to cover up this report and say that it is trumped up charges. But, this is part of a police report, so we're just going to read this out. This is his debacle with Madonna. So he apparently breaks in the house, okay? When they were going out, he breaks into her house. What followed was a 9-hour ordeal, which left her deeply shaken. Penn chased her into the living room, caught her, and bound her to a chair with heavy twine. He then threatened to cut off her hair. He allegedly smacked and roughed up Madonna while she was tied to a chair, and then left for a few hours to buy more booze, leaving his then wife bound and gagged, only to return and continue terrorizing her. He only agreed to untie her after she, quote-unquote, agreed to perform a degrading sex act on him, which we're not going to get into, but it has to do with bodily functions and the kind of stuff that apparently Hitler was into. But I digress from that. That's as far as I'm going to go into it. And then fled the house, got in her car, and raced to the sheriff's office, eventually stumbling inside. And Lieutenant Bill McSweeney was the one that made this report and said, "I hardly recognized her as Madonna," he said. "She was weeping. Her lip was bleeding. and she had obviously been struck. Penn was charged with felony domestic assault, but Madonna told the DA to drop the charges against him. Nothing sketchy here, and I mean, really, this is all just pointing towards whatever Sean says we should just do, guys. We should just do it, because this guy, if there's anybody in this planet or on this planet that is the bastion of morality, it's definitely him. It's definitely him. And here's another, I hate going through this celebrity news, you know what I mean? But Sean Penn to be charged with battery, vandalism, could land actor in jail for 1.5 years. This was 2010. He apparently, some pretty crazy stuff. He was like, hold on. He served 33 days in jail in 1987 after assaulting a photographer on a film set during his marriage to Madonna. According to some accounts, he hung that paparazzo by the ankles from a 9th floor balcony after discovering him in the actor's hotel room. And this one right here, I think he was kicking him. Yeah, 2 misdemeanor charges filed in which Penn kicked a photographer, breaking his camera. Yeah, this is just a lovely guy. Partnered with the old Clinton Foundation. I wonder what he might have to do with the old pedo ring that was going in Haiti. Child trafficking ring that the Clintons seem to have some ties to. And Monica Peterson, the one that was investigating it, suddenly died. Yeah, I wonder what he might have to do with that. And then you also have Sean Penn lied when he reported that Mexican kingpin Joaquin El Chapo Guzman told him he is the world's foremost drugs trafficker and he should be called to testify, one of Guzman's lawyers said on Wednesday. And there was also some chat about trafficking with El Chapo as well. And he was real buddies with him and I believe Hugo Chavez and Fidel Castro as well. So again, I mean, Sean Penn is really the person that we need to go to for morality. And whatever he said should go, of course. Of course. Anyways, that's enough for me. That is my celebrity talk for the month, I hope. Hope I have nothing else on this. But this is just it's so annoying when you have these people act like they are our moral superiors. It is unclear if Zelensky will appear at the Oscars in some capacity. However, co-host Amy Schumer, which is Chuck Schumer's, I believe, second cousin once removed, I think, said on the Drew Barrymore show that she wanted the Ukrainian president to participate and was turned down by the organizers. This is all hype. This is all obvious hype to try and make the Oscars relevant again so that they have some sort of moral perch to stand on, which people are basically tuning out now at this point. But I digress. That's enough for me. Thank you very much, guys. Subscribe if you like this kind of stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.